Hey guys, Manga Man Chris here, and this is my second time now trying to film this video. So if you're seeing it, that means it worked. So this is my sort of late self-introduction to all of you, because I was looking at my channel and I realized, wait, I didn't really introduce myself at all. And so this is my introduction with a little bit of a Q&A at the end. So what I have on here is some questions that I found. It was a book YouTube like introduction guide, and I basically rejigged some of the questions, took some out that weren't really relevant, and made it more focused on manga and light novels. And I have a Q&A at the end. I put out just basically an open question answer thing on my Instagram, and I got a couple responses, so I'll have that for you guys too. So let's get into it. The first question is, why did you start this channel? And to be honest, I'm a very introverted person. I don't really work well in most social situations, and like talking to people is difficult for me sometimes. Like if I'm around people that I know really well, I'm usually pretty okay, but meeting new people is difficult for me sometimes. So I made this channel as mainly a way to put myself out there a little bit more, and also to talk about things that I like manga, anime, and light novels, because who doesn't like talking about stuff they like? All right, second question. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Mostly, I like learning new things. I have always wanted to do sort of like video making, and I figured this would be perfect opportunity to try. I'm not going anywhere. So that's really what's got me the most excited, and of course, talking about stuff that I like. Alrighty, so question 3 is, why do you love reading? Well, for me, tend to have a very active, sometimes overactive imagination. So to me, reading is mostly a form of escapism, and also a way to like take in media that, it's not on TV, but I read it and I can interpret it in my head the way I think it would look. Like basically a movie playing in my head. And I find that when I'm writing, it's basically the opposite. I have a scene in my head that I'm thinking of, that I've been brainstorming about, and then it's my job to turn that into a written format that someone can read. And hopefully when they read it, they get a movie in their head of what they interpret my writing to be. Okay, so question 4 is, what book series got you into manga and light novels? So from about 6th grade, 7th grade, so like 12, 13 years old, I started watching anime mostly on and off, like a few months on, a few months off, mainly because I was busy with school and still am busy with school. But the series that got me into manga and light novels, I have it right here. It is No Game, No Life. This is the light novel. And basically, when I got to college, I'm a sophomore right now. When I got to college, I realized, A, I have a lot of time on my hands. B, I started really getting into anime. And from that, I realized with the time that I have on my hands, I could be reading a lot more, because I had stopped reading a lot because, I moved into the dorm, so I was still getting used to that. But now that I'm back home, when I got back home, which was around late February, early March, so like 2019, not 2019, 2020, like late February, early March, I really started getting into light novels, because I was back home, I had a lot more time to read, and I got this to start with because I watched the anime and I thought it was really good. So I was like, hey, there's only one season of the anime. I want to see where this goes from here. So I started getting into light novels. And going from this, I moved over to Shield Hero, which I really enjoy. It's probably my favorite light novel series. Second favorite. But this got me more and more into light novels. And then when I got acclimated to light novels, I was like, hey, why not get into manga? And then I started collecting manga, and then my collection started to grow. Right now I have, at last count, probably 60 volumes in total, but you know, I have a couple on the way, so that it's steadily growing, basically. Let's get this back. Put that there, actually. So, question 5 is, what challenges do you think starting a MangaTube channel will be hardest to overcome? For me, I am very new at making videos and editing them. I have little to no skill at editing. I usually just put it together, cut out the bits that don't need to be in there, and put it up. You know, I don't know how to do any flashy stuff. So that, I think, is going to be the hardest, but also the most fun thing for me to learn. Because, well, I do have a little bit of experience, but, like, that's mostly more on animation and stuff. But editing videos is probably going to be the most challenging part, that and scheduling, because I'm very busy with school right now. So question 6 is, when did you start reading? I started reading probably when I was 3.5, 4 years old, so pretty young. And it was mostly for school, you know, read books that they assign in school, but the books that they assigned really kicked off my imagination. That's where my overactive imagination, I think, comes from, is I started reading at such an early age. Okay, so question 7 is, where do you like to read? I like to read pretty much anywhere it's comfortable to sit down. So like my bed, which is right here next to me, my computer chair, not as much, but mostly on my bed. I have a couch out in my living room that's pretty comfortable. I have a upstairs TV area with some nice recliners that I like to read in. And it's pretty quiet up there, except for when the garage door opens, but other than that, it's fine. But yeah, usually somewhere comfortable, sit down. Definitely has to be quiet. I can't really read with like, if my parents are watching TV, I can't really read in that room. But I can read if I'm listening to music, as long as it doesn't have any lyrics in it, because then I get distracted with lyrics and stuff. So, question 8 is, what kind of books do you like to read? So, by far, my favorite genre is fantasy. It really, you know, lets me get into that, like, escapist mindset, you know, just dive into it. I really enjoy like really good like high fantasy like Lord of the Rings, but I also enjoy mystery like detective noir, that kind of stuff. I really like sci-fi too, like cyberpunk. Oh my god, give me more cyberpunk. I love cyberpunk. But there's that, and I also really like crime thriller mysteries, like I can't think of one right now. But yeah, like fantasy, sci-fi, cyberpunk, like Blade Runner sort of thing, and then like detective crime noir stuff. So that was the like introduction part, and I do have a little Q&A from the couple responses that I got from my Instagram. So I'll do those now. So, Undercover Otaku 22 asks, what popular series you weren't a fan of? So, this one, I would say probably the one that most popular series I'm not a fan of would have to be My Hero Academia. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's as good as a lot of people say it is. I mean, I'd say it's probably a good 6.5 to 7. That's it. Not like a 9 or a 10, just like a 7. Middle of the road. That and maybe Dragon Ball. I'm not really a big fan of Dragon Ball. It's a little bit too shonen for my liking. I like a little bit of mix of everything. Like I have One Punch Man in my collection. I have, obviously, No Game No Life. I have Spy Family. I have Comey Can't Communicate, which is a really nice rom-com. I'm a sucker for rom-coms, so anything that's something that's like really, really shonen, I'm not that big of a fan of. Like, or anything that, like Sword Art Online. As much of a meme it is, I don't really like the archetype character of super edgy and overpowered, like Kirito, basically. Not really a big fan of that either. Okay, so second question. Strawberry Shoujo asks, favorite type of character? Now this is a harder one. I tend to like sarcastic characters, mostly, because in conversation I tend to be a very sarcastic person when I'm talking to someone. And I find it really funny, to me at least, when I'm talking to someone and I don't quite get that I'm using sarcasm. Just on the inside, I'm like, oh, that's just super funny. So yeah, like sarcastic characters I really enjoy, but I also enjoy like really characters that are genuine to themselves. I don't know how else to phrase that. Just some character who is genuine to themselves and to other people, because that's how I like to be. Like when I'm talking to someone, I will give them the honest truth. Even if they don't like it, I will be brutally honest sometimes. And I think more people need to be like that, at least in certain situations. There needs to be a degree of genuality. I don't know if that's a word. But yeah, I tend to like genuine characters who are genuine to themselves, basically. So that is my very belated introduction for you guys. So if you like this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have any other questions you want to ask me, I'll get to them in the comments as soon as I can. And other than that, make sure to like and subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you guys later.